Sure. And I'm going to go over here and hit that and then make you wicked important. Make host. You got to take that away from me. I think you're host now. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I
Perfect.
think I have it. My
All
host
right,
now.
kids. I'll leave you in the capable hands of VSERB 8.1. How dare you? Congratulations. That's
Thank
fantastic.
you. Thank you.
I
Team.
will call you at some point to hear all the dirty details because you represented both sides.
Yes, yes,
Wow.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, kids. Have a great day. Take care.
Hey, welcome. You should know a little bit about me now, but feel free to ask any questions. Welcome to session 13, how to qualify potential buyers and sellers. Any sort of questions so far as we get into this? No. All right.
No, but
So
congratulations.
thank you. Thank you
Where
so much. It's
where was it?
Pretty cool.
so it was on Sewell Road in Wolfboro
Oh,
on
right behind
Lake
Goodhue.
Winnipesaukee.
That's over by Goodhue, right?
Yes, yep.
Yeah, Molly the trolley goes right by it.
So yeah, it was a great location, great transaction all around. And it was definitely something when I was first starting out, like you just like put on your vision board and like dream about and really just like being like, okay, I'm gonna trust the process, I'm gonna keep doing it, I'm gonna keep doing it. And yeah, just driving home last night, I was like, wow, it really happened. So best advice is just keep trusting the process and put yourself in the right room. Uh, but today we are going to cover how to qualify the potential buyers and sellers. And let's hear about progress with the success system from yesterday. So, are you guys working on like a success system or things like that?
I am still waiting for my license to go active. So I'm just taking a bunch of classes, waiting for that.
That's
So I'm not really
awesome.
sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that actually is, but
No, I think that's great. I mean, taking classes, learning, hearing, just talking to agents and getting yourself out there. I don't know if you have or haven't, but even just going to open houses, because I think that's a great thing about helping qualify buyers and sellers is, you've been in houses, you've gone to open houses, you've seen which ones are busier, because knowing your market and being able to have like simple conversations about the market, I think is a best way to help qualify the buyers and sellers as we get into this. All right. Has anyone encountered any challenges?
Getting people to actually go ahead and get pre-qualified, even though like it's painless. Like I've got like 4 people just sitting there not doing it, and it's driving me nuts.
What's their reasoning? Are they giving you any reasoning?
No, they just don't feel like doing it. Like, what are we
Interesting.
doing
Do they
here?
want to go see houses still?
Yeah, and I'm like, no, get this thing done first. It's like,
Ye Yeah, I mean, do you have a loan officer that you would be able to, like, do an introduction with to kinda, like, help
yeah,
you?
I have 3 that I use. I've
Interesting.
sent them all 3. They're all 3 very different loan officers too. Like personality wise, I'm like, all right, you're gonna match with one of them.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's kinda like a motivation that they're not maybe they're nervous that they're just not there yet, and they don't
Yeah,
wanna say that. That's kinda what, like, first comes to mind is that they're like, "Okay, you know what? I actually have, like, this huge credit card, and I'm just not ready," or something like that. So, sometimes just, like, maybe asking the right questions or, being like, "Hey, they can get you if you're not ready yet, they can at least tell you how to get ready and in the meantime, you can kind of know what that looks like by like coaching them of like, we're in this range, or just helping to educate them. Like, different towns have different taxes and that can affect different monthly payments. So, I mean, you can kind of keep working them and educating them that might help their motivation come up some.
thank you.
Of
Yeah,
course.
perfect.
All right. Was everyone able to meet with their accountability partner? And were there any ahas from working with accountability? Maybe not. All right, we will head to the next slide. All right, get the Ignite workbook. Do you guys have an Ignite workbook?
Yep.
Super. Oh, I'm just gonna grab my water real quick.
Yep.
Tim said this was a super chill group, so I'm trusting Tim's word on that. All right. So we are going to go to the participant guide and find the activity plan and open house. Just kidding. Gosh. Oh my Lanta, how many did I? All right, here we go. Sorry. All right. So go ahead and fill out that activity. And please feel free to share your plans, or honestly, if you're like planning out loud or anything like that, or have questions, please like just open discussion.
Alright, so, what page is this on in the Ignite workbook? I just got it open.
All right, so plan and open house. Let me see. I'm actually,
I think you're still on the workbook slide.
Oh, I thought we had to go look at it ourselves.
yeah, well, have them find, yeah, so refer to the participant guide, plan and open house. Okay. So maybe you guys do you not have that in your workbook? I'm looking for it right now as well. Okay, that's session 16. So it should be under session 13.
I personally, mine's on my computer, which just died this morning, unfortunately.
Oh, no worries. It
Perfect.
is all good. So I am pulling it up here and I'll talk through it. So we'll do it that way. I'm pulling it up on mine, session 13. Okay. Maybe fire lead sheet, lead follow up. Okay. So after you've hosted the open house, it's time to go back to the original goals you set for yours. Has anybody hosted or helped co-host an open house at all?
I've done probably about 5 so far.
Oh, that's awesome.
Got
How
2
long
more
have you been
this weekend.
licensed?
Since mid-June.
That's super. So how do you like go about like planning your open house? Is there certain things that stick out to you or that you definitely always do, or do you feel like you're missing something when you're doing it? How do you kind of go about it?
We just kind of have a system. Like I'm on a team, so like I just kind of got funneled into it. So we have our protocol where we go set up, where we set stuff up, and how we kind of stage it and run with it.
That's awesome. And do you like plan to get, or do you intend to usually get leads like from the open house, those unqualified buyers, or maybe looky-lure neighbors that are maybe thinking of selling and want to come walk through their neighbor's house to see if maybe what their house is worth? So do you kind of go into the open house like with that mindset?
100%. Like we're there to sell the house, but more importantly, it's there to pick up leads if possible. That's why we're doing them.
Absolutely. And I think like when buyers come in or sellers come into your open house, like that's like can be your first appointment with them, is just like that first impression of, oh, okay, you know what? It seems like they know what they're talking about. Great rapport, great conversation. So open houses are just a great lever in helping qualify like those buyers and sellers and for lead generating.
I think what I do too, like I pull market data for the area for like the neighborhood, like median home price and sales, how many sales have happened recently, so I'm a little bit more educated if people do ask.
Yes, absolutely. Knowing the neighborhood of the open house that you're doing, even if it's like a quick cram session an hour before the open house, just being like, all right, was anything listed, anything under contract, like what sold in the neighborhood, where's the closest park, like little things like that can make a huge difference. And then if a unqualified buyer goes in and they're like, oh, you know what, this house like just isn't for me, if you maybe have like a similar home in the back of your head to be like, oh, you know what, it's not, but I know something that might be, it's a great time to connect because like they're out there looking. And if you already have something in the back of the mind, if the house you're selling, they straight up tell you is not for them and you have another one, it's just a great way to connect and really have them want to set the appointment with you. All right. So today's agenda, we are going to find the motivated, classify by able, ready, and willing, qualify buyers and sellers, recap the AHAs, and daily success systems. So we want to start thinking about what you will learn today. Let's consider what questions we might have and what we'd like to learn more about. Find a partner and have a 2-minute conversation about your questions and what you'd like to learn more about. Jot your notes down in your participant guide so that sticks with you. There anyone that would want to share one thing their partner said or to share one of their own questions at all?
I guess I'm confused what you're referencing.
So to just qualify, like when you're setting up like for a buyer or seller appointment, like when you're qualifying your leads. Or like different things that you want to learn about today. It says to have like a conversation and ask questions about what you'd like to learn more about. Jot that down in your guide. Do you guys have like, are the guides just on your computer? I apologize. I don't know if like they're handed out to you or if they're just
No,
on computers.
I'll speak for myself. Mine was just on my computer because it's a massive book. So it's like to
Fair.
print out 200 pages is a little aggressive, but maybe
Understandable.
other
I'm
people haven't
scrolling through
printed
the
them.
277 pages right now. I'm trying to find where we are, and I'm at like 70 something, and I'm
Let's
trying
see,
to
so-
find it.
No,
Yes, I-
that's fine. So it's, I found it just on the Google Drive really quick. 13
You know what
point,
page?
it's Ignite session 13.4. It's a worksheet that says classify able, ready, and willing. So like how do you define like an able buyer? How do you define a ready buyer, a willing buyer? Like what kind of like breaks up the difference in those categories for you?
Oh, I have no
120
idea. I haven't worked with anybody yet.
Page 126 is where 13 starts.
Okay, I'm in 94, 95. I'm scrolling. A lot in here.
So much.
Page one. What'd you say? 120?
126.
126. I'm coming. My 108, 109, 110.
And we can
13.
kind of just like talk about it out loud. Like I think Jeff, like your instance with your buyers, they're able, maybe like, you know, they're able, they want to go see the houses. Are they willing? Maybe not yet because they're not willing to go get like that pre-approval. And then ready is like they're looking at houses, they're pre-approved, like they're really ready. So that's kind of to me like how I would be like classifying those three like able, ready, willing buyers.
Yeah, I think that's relevant for me. Like maybe maybe they just aren't willing yet. Like they can. They've talked about it. They're in the process, but they aren't necessarily hey, I like, like the first couple people, they finally like sent me a property like that they were like, hey, like we're really interested in this house. Like I was like, well, you're not pre-qualified. Like I can't even, and your broker's in Switzerland right now. Like I can't do anything for you. Like this is why you should do it. And they finally, I think they're finally actually in the process this week. So like I think maybe that for me, like, all right, that's a hint that like they're actually ready to go, if something they like comes across.
Right, right, like they're willing. And sometimes it's like just, finding that pain point of like, what's the cost of staying where they're at? Like are they actually kind of comfortable where they're at, or, what's the motivation on why they want to move in general?
They hate
And
their neighbors.
and helping to ask those questions, right? Like I think sometimes asking the right questions to help bring your buyers or sellers from the able to the ready can be really impactful. And so your number one job as a real estate agent is to find ways to get in the path of motivated buyers and sellers. Congratulations, the lead generation and follow-up habits you have started are the first step to fulfilling what Gary Keller says is our number one job. The second half of this quote contains a very important word, motivated. When we follow the 80-20 principle, one of the Keller or KW6 personal perspectives that we covered in day one, we focus on our 20% on our most motivated buyers and sellers. Today, we will cover how to qualify our leads and contacts to uncover how motivated and able they are to transact. All right. What myths do you hold about finding buyers and sellers? When we are new to something, it can be really easy to get caught up in the myth understandings that block success. Remember the lesson in day one about limited beliefs? That's what myth understandings are. Unlimit your thinking to move forward. So what are some things that maybe hold you back about like lead generating, or like you have hesitation in having a conversation with somebody? Like, are you nervous to come off as too salesy? Because I know like that was something that I kind of struggled with as like one of my like limiting beliefs is like, I don't want to like come off too salesy. How do I just have a conversation and be like, are you interested in buying or selling? That was definitely one of my roadblocks when I first started. Is anybody feeling any of those misunderstandings?
I think a big one for me is just the amount of agents that are in our area. Like you could hit a pitching wedge and hit 5 of us in the Seacoast. So there's just so many people here. So it's like, I think my biggest one is like, why would somebody want to come with me versus somebody they already know or somebody who's already here? I guess that's something I struggle with sometimes.
Yeah, there is a lot
Yeah.
of us here. I've been noticing that.
Yeah. Or even sometimes like the thought of, oh goodness, like I have to have this big full database, or like you have to pay for a bunch of leads or anything like that. When truth be told, I think our sphere is like all around us, and that's where like the bulk of our business is going to come from. It's really in the rooms that you're putting yourself in, like those birthday parties, those cookouts, those former jobs or former coworkers. Those areas and those conversations can end up being the most important and really leading you to where your success is. And it doesn't have to cost you any money. It's just going to the events, being intentional with your conversations. All right. So if you want to find a partner and take 3 minutes to share any beliefs that might be holding you back. And then we can uncover some truths and dispel those myths. So, I mean, this can be like open conversation, just talking about how do you have the conversations with your sphere. I think if your sphere knows you're in real estate now, they might always just ask like, hey, how's the market? Or what are you up to now? And you'll be like, oh, actually, I'm in real estate. And I don't know if it's happened to you yet, but people might just ask, how's the market? And it can be a simple answer of the market, are you looking to buy or sell? Or just having the answer, what town are you in? And learning more about them and engaging, be like, oh, actually, there's X amount of homes on the market, or the median home price is actually above what it was last year, by just really knowing your market and having a simple answer with your sphere and the rooms that you're in can help make the conversations a lot easier. Actually, I'm going to go off this slide for a quick second because I think this is a really important thing about knowing your market, and we all have access to it. It's actually NHAR stats. This is probably like, this looks very new to you maybe. Have you ever seen this before?
Nope.
Super. Well, it's something really cool that we all have access to. I can show you how to get to it. But what this is like the median sales price right now. So if somebody's like, oh, the market seems worse this September than it was last September, you can go here and like, this is the entire MLS and just kind of talking about sales price. So in September of 2024, it was the median sales price was 520,000. And then we fast forward to this sales price of September, and it was 532,000. So that's like a quick stat that you could have in your back pocket just to talk about the market. And you can really customize and add areas here. And you can like type in, you know, different towns or counties.
Where's this been living? Why does nobody tell you about this?
Well, so it's actually at nhr.org. So the New Hampshire Realtor Association. And so this is the homepage of it. And it's InfoSparks. And then you're going to log in with your NERDS ID. So like your email, probably like your Keller Williams email. And like when you first paid your dues, that password there. And you get access. But it's just a great way to see live graphs of what's going on, to be able to have quick, simple conversations when you're at that barbecue or birthday party and your sphere asks you, how's the market? And by the simple answer, like, you become the expert. All right. So the National Association of Realtors collects data every year on buyers and sellers' experiences with the real estate transaction. This table shows the results from the survey of the buyers from 2021. What do these numbers tell us about and where to find potential buyers? So
Here.
exactly. This is really telling us like, it's a friend of a friend, it's our neighbor, it's our relative, it's somebody we know or somebody who knows us from someone, is where a lot of the business, the majority of the business is going to come from. So at first it can be really hard to find like, oh my gosh, where's my business? Where's my business? And I think maybe sometimes we can be looking too hard for it because it can just be right in front of us. More buyers are finding their agents through referrals than from any other source, which means the more people who know you are an agent, the more potential you must help them with a purchase and the more likelihood for referrals. And the survey also confirms that a listing can be leveraged to generate buyer leads. Like if you have a listing and you're doing that open house at the listing, using that open house to help generate more business It's kind of like that snowball effect. All right. What methods of lead generation and follow-up have we covered in Ignite that align with where buyers find agents? Please feel free to shout it out. So looks like there's begun to cultivate referrals by using the Ford conversation. Open houses from session 7. And anyone taking to social media to just remind their sphere that they're in real estate.
I've used a lot of social
I'm
media.
trying to
but
post every day.
That's awesome. Have you been getting engagement or questions or messages or
I've
I've been
gotten-
getting likes and a couple comments here and there. I mean, I'm only at like 71 followers right now. So I just got it up and running a few weeks ago. Working on getting another page going, but yeah, I haven't boosted it. I wanted to get a little bit more under my belt before I start paying for it to go out there and boosting posts and doing anything like that. So I've been
course.
just kind of absorbing info right now.
Yeah, I think that's great. And staying consistent. And it doesn't always have to be like even real estate stats or homes. Like it can just be like, hey, this is one of my favorite neighborhoods to walk in. Or has anybody noticed this hidden gem of a park? Or, my favorite spot to check out the foliage. It can just be like about your area, which
Yeah.
really helps with engagement too.
Yeah, I've been trying to pepper some of that stuff in there.
That's awesome.
So that website you were looking at, the InfoSparks, is that for a New Hampshire MLS?
So yeah, it's the New Hampshire Realtors Association.
Okay, so I can't get in there. I'm only a Maine licensee right now, and I only have access to Flex MLS.
I wonder, we can follow up and see if Maine has something similar to this. I would be surprised if they didn't.
I've been getting it, so I'm signed up through what is it? The list reports, and then the Michael Lewis Marketing Suite where I got my business cards. They send current real market data, so I get all of that in my emails. And it's live to the day. So I just had one from yesterday that I was going to post, and it has all those same things. It has like the graphs, it shows the the fluctuations in price, what the market. It shows all of that, but it's just a different delivery method.
Oh, that's
But
super.
it looks like
I
the
mean,
same stuff
yeah,
because they
and
send it to me already. I get it on my email like every day.
that's perfect. And like make it a habit of like, when you have your morning coffee, like that's when you read it and you're just like those habits that you
Yeah.
form early. It just becomes second nature and it's a quick when somebody asks you something, you're like, oh, actually, you know what? As of this morning when I was reading my coffee or reading while having my coffee, like this is what the update told me. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm
Because
just trying
people will
not to
actually
be
end up
redundant.
asking you more than
Yeah.
like you have to say, oh, I'm actually a real estate agent. Do you want to buy or sell? Once people know you're an agent, they're going to ask you, how's the market? All right. As you've been experiencing, Keller Williams has a defined model and system for everything you need to do in real estate. Likewise, KW has its own language like leads and contacts, which you are already familiar with. Opportunities is a word in command that we use to define your sales pipeline of business. It tracks all your potential deals or transactions as they move through your sales pipeline. It's a best practice to put your A, B, and C potential clients into the opportunities pipeline in Command to track their progress. You can see on the screen or when you open up Command Opportunities that it will track your clients from the cultivate stage all the way to the closing and getting paid. Opportunities even projects your possible total income in your sales pipeline. To learn more about our opportunities, check out Command on your business on Connect. Have you guys played around in Command some?
I have.
You Yeah, so honestly, whatever tracking method you're using, whether it's command or anything, putting your leads, follow-up, sphere into a database somewhere is more valuable than it may seem at the moment, because it's a great reminder and it can really help break it down, like those able, willing, ready buyers. And it changes like your follow-up. You're ready, you're checking in with them way more frequently than you are you're willing. You're willing, it's like, okay, you know what, we're gonna check back every few weeks. You're ready, it's like, hey, this house came to the market. Are you ready to go see it? And having your contacts in a database that's organized like that will really help you just have a good workflow and create really good follow-up. All right. Focus becomes increasingly possible in direct proportion to how clear you are about what you want, when you want it, and what you must do to get it. This quote doesn't just apply to us agents, it applies to everyone. When buyers and sellers know what they want, when they want it, and what they need to do to get it, then our role as agents is clear. Help them find the property they desire and close the transaction. Today, we will cover how to know when a contact is able, ready, and willing to buy or sell. All right. Come from curiosity. When we are determining the able, ready, and willingness of a potential client, we emphasize come from curiosity. Why do we stress this? Anybody know why?
Probably more authentic, not as direct and as aggressive.
Exactly. So it involves a lot of questioning to get to the root of their motivation and ability. So curiosity and questions, just asking the right questions, and people really feel like they have a great conversation with you when they're the ones talking and you're just asking the questions. So it really helps you learn more about your client and, their timeline, the motivation, their big why. And they really feel more connected with you because you've been asking the questions. All right. So we are in our participant guide, explain how we define able. Able is the potential client is financially and legally capable of completing a transaction. Ready, the potential client is motivated and prepared to make strategic decisions now. And willing, potential client is eager to buy, sell, or both. How could we use this framework to help us differentiate buyers and sellers who will be doing business in the next 14 days from potential buyers and sellers we need to continue to cultivate until they are ready to transact? So I think like having these three categories helps us kind of tell us what our priority is, right? Like where's the priority on the day to day to who are we checking in with? Who are we staying on track with? And who are we making sure that we're following up with? All right. Do you guys have like that kind of maybe categorized as you're going through or starting off as you're having more conversations of kind of putting different people in these categories?
I guess I haven't technically put them in those categories, but like just like I have them I have different terms that I use on my board for people in my pipeline. But yeah, I mean, it's helpful to see it from this, like perspective where you're going to waste, some energy if somebody's not ready. Like why waste the time on?
Right, like not if you have 50 people in your database, like all 50 probably aren't ready. So, you can make sure you're setting appointments, showings, getting those sellers or buyers that are ready, like really ready. So they're transacting with you and promptly, and the ones that are just able, you're continuing to follow up with. And it really helps you be able to prioritize and time block what you're doing each day to make sure that you are getting your touches in to every single category, but just in different amounts.
I'm still trying to clean my database up. It's a mess.
That's a good thing too. And, business planning is coming as we come into Q4. So sounds like you are on top of it.
Mm.
All right. Classify your opportunities. In session 11, you convert possible business into profitable business. We covered how to convert leads to appointments. Then in session 12, nurture relationships. We covered staying in a relationship with contacts who are not ready to transact. How do we know whether our potential client is ready to close for an appointment or close for a continued relationship? Is there like a way that you're feeling like, okay, this person is really ready, or as you're qualifying people, like, are you able to kind of read, all right, they're not ready now, but they might be ready in a few months? Still kind of
Yeah.
too soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, it goes back to kind of what you said, like, just, are you asking the right questions, and
Mhm.
I think for me, like, I'm staying in touch with people, but kind of trying to feel them out. I feel like when they start asking more questions, it's kind of that's kind of a trigger to know that, like, all right, they're a little bit more engaged now.
Right, exactly. Or like when you're speaking to someone new that comes into an open house, or maybe an open house you're helping out at hosting, and it's like, oh, this house is priced at $500,000. Is this kind of the range you're looking in? Is this kind of the location you're looking in? And finding like similarities from things that they're already interested in, and then seeing if they've already been going to see homes. How long have you been looking? How long have you lived in your current home? Or, are you just out kind of learning the market, or are you hoping to actually make a move by the new year? So again, just asking questions, I think, leads to the best conversation, and it really helps you be able to filter your able, willing, and ready buyers and sellers. All right. In the last section, we started with the win-win of qualification. Our potential clients win because we provide them with the right value at the right time, and we win because we get to focus our attention on helping clients who are ready to buy or sell. Based on what we covered in previous sessions about segmenting your database, what might be some additional advantages of qualifying leads and contacts? So I think really the advantages of qualifying them is where prioritizing where we're spending a lot of our time, and then where we're spending our time with follow-up. So we're giving the right attention at the right time to the right people, and not feeling like we have to think everybody in our database is ready. All right. And different like buyers and sellers need different things. Like some of those willing buyers, like they may need to learn a little more about the market. So when they know, the house comes on that they're in love with, that it's priced at a good price. So maybe a lot of those people in the willing category are the ones that you're helping nurture and educate about the market. So that way, if they see something they love, they're instantly ready. So it's different things and different tempos that you're helping all of these categories in. So, and we use the same buyer qualification process for all buyers and the same seller qualification process for all sellers to make sure we are always in compliance with fair housing regulations. Documenting their qualification system and having a checklist makes it easier to be consistent and ensures they will provide every client with the same high quality service consistently. A documented system can also be a lifesaver if there is ever a question about your practice in the Federal Fair Housing Act. That was definitely a big thing when you were probably taking your test and getting licensed, was the Federal Fair Housing Act. So we always want to make sure we're following that. All right. So the buyer lead sheets. So you should have a sample of this in your participant guide, but it is actually here as well. So this here, role model, the buyer consultation. All right, anybody want to be a volunteer for this?
Sure.
Thank you. All right. Hi, Jeff. I'm excited to help you find your new home. I'd like to start with some questions to make sure I can give you a 5-star customer experience. Let's start with some of the basics. What's the best email and phone number to reach you?
Jeffrey Gray at kw.com. Phone number is area code 619-384-7799.
Awesome. Thank you. What are the best times to be able to reach you?
Generally in evenings after 5.
Fantastic. Has any other agent taken you out and shown you any properties yet?
Not yet, no.
Super. I'm excited to be the agent who takes you to see some properties. Is there anyone else purchasing the home with you?
Yeah, my wife.
Awesome. Let's add their contact information too, so I can share listings with both of you.
Sounds good. I'll send it over to you.
Perfect. I want to help you find the home that fits your needs and the needs of anyone else who will be living with you. Who will be living with you in the home?
Spouse and my kids. And our dog.
Fit for you.
I lost you there for a sec. Sorry, what was that?
Like, oh, me and my dogs. All right.
Nope. Either my feet or your feet's freezing.
Awesome. We can find the best home for you and your dogs. And did I lose internet?
It's either me or you. I'm not sure.
Sorry,
I think it
my
was her because
internet
I couldn't
just
hear
went a
you
little
either.
wonky. Am I back now, maybe?
Can hear you now.
Oh, am I back?
I think so.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear
That's
you.
better.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, my
Yes.
internet just got a little wonky. I apologize.
We're a long ways
It's
from
all right.
wireless society.
All right, so let's see where we left off.
I actually
All
have
right,
a
so-
quick question.
Yeah,
These forms, I'm finally found them in the Ignite workbook.
Yay!
So you're on the buyer lead or the buyer. Do you? I mean, you just ask these questions, or you just print this off and make people fill this out?
so just ask these. I just ask these questions. And I don't ask them like exactly how we're having this conversation. Truthfully,
Yeah.
what I'll do is like I'll read through this and then just make it my own.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if you were supposed to be like, here, fill this out, so we can. I just feel like that's kind of impersonal.
Yeah, no, I really just make it my own
Okay.
and find like maybe even different wording of asking these questions to get the same answer.
And I'm sure once I start asking people questions like this on a regular basis, I'll be able to get my own mix of how to spit it out to people.
Oh, you
Customized to,
totally,
you know.
you totally will. And the power of reading out loud, or just picking up a phone call and, scripting with another agent or anyone, really makes a big difference. There's so many times to this day that like I'll just call a teammate and be like, just talk over something. And it's like, oh wow, thank you for scripting with me because I wasn't sure how to have that conversation. And it really helps with the confidence, the flow, and it will just come really naturally. So more with this buyer lead sheet. Let's see where we left off when my internet cut out. So how long have you been looking for a home, Jeff?
A little while now, not too long, but we're starting to.
Oh, nice. So you're just starting out.
Yep.
Perfect. And like what I did there was affirm and acknowledge. So sometimes having the conversation, just repeating back what the buyers are saying is a good part of having meaningful conversations. So why are you moving?
We want a little bit of a bigger house for the kids. They're starting to grow and we need a little bit more space.
That's a great reason to be in the market. I have a few more questions that will help me understand your needs. Are you renting now or do you own?
We own.
Awesome. Do you need to sell your current home before you buy?
Yes.
Fantastic. Have you signed a listing agreement with an agent to sell your home?
Not yet.
Awesome. When would be a good time for us to get together so I can give you a free market analysis on that home?
Let me check with my wife and I'll get back to you. Her schedule's a little bit busier than mine.
That will be great. If I don't hear from you, then I will just plan to follow up in a couple days. I know life can get busy sometimes.
Perfect.
So yeah, so that's kind of just a quick little gist of having a conversation and really being able to make it your own. So I encourage you to just kind of read through these buyer lead sheets and seller lead sheets, read it out loud, and you'll really be able to get a flow to not even have to look at these and make the conversations your own. But these are great, like if you're on the phone with somebody and you want to take notes or just check stuff off really quick, great reference points, because sometimes, then you get a call and you forget. So having these is just a great tool.
I like to throw in too, like, like the few I've had have been like, is there a deal breaker? Is there any must haves? Are there things that like you absolutely need to have in order to
Right.
get a property?
Exactly. Like I've asked people like, okay, like what is your wish list? Like what is something exactly, like think of your wish list and what you're really looking for, what areas. And some people start really big. Like they'll be like, I'm looking all over New Hampshire from log homes to brick homes. And it's like, okay, but like what else? So really helping people narrow down their wish list. And sometimes it's through education, patience, or just asking questions. All right. Now it's your turn. Find a partner and role play the buyer conversation. I'm not sure how many of us are actually in here for partners. Not enough. Really? Okay. Well, maybe. Have you guys like done partner stuff in Ignite before?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Because I don't know how it would work because we're all kind of on Zoom. So maybe this is like if there's a live classroom. So. And we kind of just like went over the role play of it. I will again go off script. I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but it's okay. Something I've used too, it's called LP Mama. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but what this is just like another kind of lead script. So, hi, this is Sarah with the Dow Group. The reason for calling is because you had visited my open house or you visited my website, and I noticed you were looking at homes in the Wolfboro area. Is there a certain area you are wanting to buy in, or are you open to other areas as well? They get their answer. So is the 400 to 500 price range that you're looking to buy in? And then will you be paying with cash for your purchase or will you be using a mortgage? And if they say there's financing, ask them, have you had a chance to speak with a loan officer? And have you looked at any homes in person? Motivation, out of curiosity, are you currently renting or do you own your home? If renting, do you have a month-to-month or are you in a lease? And then why don't we go ahead and meet at my office? I'll walk you through a few details of how to buy a home, or we'll tour a few. I have some time today at 3 p.m. So it's kind of like another breakdown of what we just went through, the LP Mama script: location, price, motivation, agency, motivation. And it's just like a quick little, you get to learn a lot about them, what they're looking for, price, location, financing, if they're working with anyone, and then just setting the appointment. So it's a condensed version kind of what we just went through. Right. Back back on course here. And then actually something I like to do too, speaking of like qualifying buyers, is ask them to send me some homes that like, oh, if you've only been looking online, send me a few homes that you like. And that way I can like find similarities or like find things of the homes that they've liked online and look at those and maybe try to find something comparable, or if they're ready, set appointments to go see those homes.
Like I've kind of set them up on like a like MLS strip, like with some basic qualifications, and it just like automatically pushes stuff to them. And that way I can see like if they've liked it or saved it or disliked it.
Exactly. Yeah. And then just following up, if it's like one of your buyers in just the able category, I mean, that's a great reason to connect. Be like, oh, I saw you liked this home. How are you feeling about talking to the loan officer? Like, let's go see it. Or what did you like about this home? But it's just a quick, easy conversation. It shows you care about them. It shows that you're looking out for them. So I think that's a great thing and a great easy follow-up for those willing buyers. Or even if it's just somebody in your sphere that just likes looking at houses. Like everybody likes just looking at houses online, right? So going back to the sphere and even having some of your sphere getting some homes, and then they start liking them, like, oh goodness, like I see that you liked that home. What'd you like about it? Are you actually thinking of moving, or making a joke? And it's holidays too, so it's a really easy time to make calls and say, I'm not doing cards this year, but I'm making phone calls. Like, how are you doing? And if they ask about the market, be like, oh, there's really cool homes being listed. Do you want me to set you up on anything, or do you want to see anything happening? So just having conversations again. Sorry, we're getting a little off course. I get excited.
Okay.
All right, ahas. What are your ahas from using the buyer lead sheet to qualify? Any ahas from the buyer lead sheet?
I'd say just
I think it
being
was an aha
consistent.
that there was a buyer lead sheet because I didn't even know that existed yet. And it's a great way to start the conversation,
Definitely.
but I'm
I'd
not
say
going to
for
print
me,
it off and hand it to anybody.
like just whatever way you decide to do it, just be consistent with it.
Exactly. Right. So at this point, you have uncovered your A, B, and C buyers. When you uncover a buyer who is not able, ready, and willing to buy right now, that indicates that they are a future transaction you need to stay in a relationship with. Use your touch plans to nurture that relationship. We will learn more about working with A buyers in session 14, Win the Buyer. All right, so add B and C buyers to touch plans. So communicate with your database. So that's just like that sphere that I kind of just mentioned before, is like they're not any of those categories, but in the future they could be. So just having your database of the people able, ready, willing, and then just those future, it's a great reason to connect around the holidays and just say, hey, how are you? Creep their social media to give like a reason to reach out. Things like that definitely go a long way. All right. We qualify seller leads with a pre-listing questionnaire that helps us build relationships with the 6 connecting questions and classify our potential sellers as A, B, or C. Our pre-listing questionnaire will also help us create a pre-listing packet that wins the listing agreement by focusing on the seller's motivations. All right. Similar to the buyer lead sheet, the pre-listing questionnaire helps us connect and qualify potential sellers. So, want to do this script with me, Jeff?
Sure.
All right. Hi, Jeff. I'd like to take about 5 minutes of your time to ask some important questions that will help me provide you with the best service. Let's start by making sure I have your correct contact information. Is your phone number 627-1538?
No, 1539.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I'll change that. And is your email
Uh-oh.
kellerwilliams.com?
Yes.
Perfect. And what would be the best way to actually reach you? Would you prefer phone or email?
Phone's easiest for me.
Awesome. And what is the address of the home you are interested in selling?
242 Main Street.
Perfect. Thank you. That is the first thing I need to start your market analysis. I just have a few more questions, starting with how did you hear about me?
Social media. I heard you just sold a big house, so I want to make sure I get top dollar.
Awesome. May I shift your focus for a bit more on you? Where are you planning to move?
Probably Guilford. Guilford Alton area is where we're looking.
Oh, that's beautiful. Great. What is motivating you to move now?
Just looking to move in. We want to be closer to the water. We spend a lot of time up there, and we figure this time of year might be best. So,
Super. How soon do you need to be there?
I'd say within the next 2 months, we're looking to move up there.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing those details. If we sell your home in the next 30 days, will that pose a challenge for you or anyone in your household?
No, that'd be great.
Perfect. That is very helpful to know. So thank you for helping me understand your situation. Tell me, do you have a number in mind that you would like to list your home for?
Probably 850 to 950.
Awesome. And one more question about the home. How much do you own on the property? How much do you owe on the property one more question about the home. How much do you own on the property currently?
Yeah, we've got about 25% of our mortgage left to pay off, so we've got a fair amount of equity.
Awesome. That's great. So this is another role play thing. So really it's just kind of when you're having the initial conversation, just those quick things of, what's the address? How did you hear about me? And that is a great way to like start a connection of, oh, my neighbor told me about you or a former coworker. And then it's like, oh yeah, I remember Julie. We used to work together. She's great. It's a great way to just instantly get like that rapport when you ask how they heard about you because they heard about or from social media. Oh, good. I'm so glad you saw that. Whatever. And then because I like to like have some sort of instant connection. And then when they say where they're looking to move or what their current address is, if you know of anything like already, like, oh, my kids play soccer in that town or something, to just like find a connection with the client or potential client on that first call, I think is really important. And then just, repeating back kind of what they're saying of like, oh, you're looking to move to Guilford. It's beautiful there. Things like that. And then just again, reading through these scripts, it really helps it become like second nature. So you're finding out where they want to go, their timeline, their motivation, and the number in their head that they might have already of what they want to list their home for. So when you're going in and touring their home and going back, you can kind of tell when you do your analysis if they're going to be surprised by your number or if they were kind of a little accurate. Sometimes people trust their Zestimate. All right. At this point, you have uncovered your A, B, and C sellers. When you uncover any seller who is not able, ready, and willing to buy now, that indicates they are a future transaction you need to stay in touch with. This is when you use your touch plans to nurture that relationship. For example, you could send B and C potential sellers market updates that keep them informed of the equity they could leverage to purchase a new home or investment property. We will learn more about working with A sellers in session 15, Win the Seller. Your call to action for this session is to question and categorize your A, B, and C buyers and sellers in your database and set them on touch plans to stay top of mind. All right. So this concludes our segment on lead follow-up, where we've covered the importance of following up with people in your database forever so you remain top of mind when they have a real estate need. We've covered lead conversion, which is the path to the appointment and signed agreement. We learned about strengthening our relationships through touch plans that continually nurture them. And finally, we talked about how to qualify and categorize potential clients for now and future business. All right. So the lead follow-up plan: follow up, convert, stay top of mind, qualify buyers and sellers. Okay, let's see. So like your follow-up, the follow-up strategy. So if you have someone in your database and they're in the follow-up plan, so follow-up, what's like the strategy of your follow-up? Do you like to do your follow-ups by a handwritten note, a telephone call, you're going to see them at this next event? Kind of like, what's your strategy and intent behind your follow-up?
I use a lot of text, and then like even times like I'll use I was flipping through my Amazon photos. I found this picture of us from a while ago. It made me think of you. How you doing? Just like
I
simple
love
things like
that.
that.
I love that.
And so a lot of times I'll send them the picture and be like, "Remember this?" Like, how are you?" And then try to flip it into something towards the tail end, but not like make it the primary reason why I contact them. Was like, "Hey, do you have any leads?"
Right, right. Well, exactly. I mean, I think when you're intentional about just reaching out, the conversations will flow naturally, because anybody having a conversation with you is going to ask how you're doing, right? Like how's real estate? I think people ask that like all the time. How's real estate? How are you doing? How's work? Like that's just a conversation people go to by nature. Be like, oh, it's really good. Actually, is there any of your friends or anybody that I could help out? And it can just be a conversation. Like, you don't have to say help buy or sell. You can say like help out, right? You're in real estate. Like, they know what you mean. And then actually, so I did have icebreakers. So yeah, so these are just like icebreakers, because to me, sometimes one of my myth understandings and like roadblocks was reaching out to like family and friends, right? Like sometimes like, okay, this friend I haven't seen in 7 years. It's going to be so weird if I connect. But there is like just different icebreakers, right? Like talking about current events, childhood memories, like you said, technology and gadgets, wellness and fitness, just creeping. Social media is such a great tool because we can see like what's going on in people's lives and be like, oh, I see you're hosting this event. Is there anything I can do to help? I'd love to be there. And then reconnecting with past clients about like home updates or just real estate market. So there's definitely plenty of reasons to reach out just beyond like, hey, how are you? Right. And success system. Okay. I think that's it. Totally is, I believe, maybe. Oh, it says, yeah. Oh, it's all right. Okay, no, it's not. My bad. Sorry, guys. Goodness. What did I do here? It just said for the next 2 hours. Okay. So we will work together on our success system, which consists of role play conversations with partner, top agents practice every day, preparing a call list, and real play. So let's see what this is. Daily success system. So let's move into our success system, timekeeping in mind, keeping in mind that the purpose is to develop the mindset, skill, and tools you need to build relationships and secure an appointment with a potential buyer or seller. So your daily success system tracker includes 10 conversations with your sphere, people you know and who know you, 10 contacts added to your database, name, phone, address, and more, 10 handwritten notes to express gratitude or let people know you're in real estate and appreciate referrals, and utilize the 10-5-1 model for social media engagement. All right. So you will be accomplishing many of these goals during your success system. Doing these activities outside of the class time are time together as well. During the final update time, you may also write notes and engage with social media if time allows. Oh, sorry. So if you want to use this time to put any of those conversations in. One thing I did one time with handwritten notes, it was not to a bunch of people, it was like 15 like former employees, friends, kind of like a mix of both of we're not super close, but we're acquaintances. I just like did handwritten notes. I like wrote jokes on some of the notes and then I wrote like positive encouragement quotes and then just signed it like thought of you, wanted to send something to your mailbox to make you smile. And I sent it to like 15 of like my girlfriends that I'm not necessarily in touch with all the time. And like so many, they're like, oh my gosh, like that made my day. I never get like fun mail anymore. And it took honestly like 45 minutes of my time, and it probably would have been shorter, but I kept messing up addresses and things. But it really like it made a difference.
But yeah, that is a pain. Like doing mailers, like handwriting the addresses, you always screw up a few and you're like, God,
Exactly.
You're gonna get that machine that Marcus has to send out the 2,200
right.
mailers a month.
Big an
That's what I
animal.
want. That's animal. It was wild.
They do have an automatic pen signing machine. Those are around.
Didn't he say he had like a machine that like filled his envelopes and like
Yeah,
all
it's
did
got a-
everything?
Yeah, yeah, it's
That's
it's
wild.
pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I think like actually maybe we'll skip goodness. All right. So yeah, so just adding like the conversations. And another thing is like reaching out to your people to know, like thinking into your sphere a little deeper. Like who are your HVAC people that you know? Who are your landscapers that you know? Who are, you know, your florists that you know, bakers, anything like that, just reaching out, or it can be like your favorite coffee shop, just saying, hey, how are you? How's business? And just having those conversations. Or just, you know, going into towns and introducing yourself, like introducing yourself to the accountant in town, to the attorney in town, to just different offices in town and being like, hey, I'm so and so. It really is more impactful than you think. And it could feel really awkward at first, but you'll be so happy you did it after. All right. And our do not call list. Okay. So it says read the entire TCPA guidelines. Okay, so I don't know if any of you are cold calling, but there is the Do Not Call Telephone Consumer Protection Act. Have you guys heard of this before?
Yep.
Yes.
Super. So texting also falls under the TCPA guidelines. And no dialers and no automated voicemails. So these guidelines are definitely to protect us for sure. And always check with your market center, broker, and attorney to ensure compliance. So it is your responsibility to subscribe to this registry, check before you call, update your call list regularly, honor consumers' requests, and know the state and federal laws.
Do you have to go in here and set up your own account?
Yes.
I think Sean put that link in last class as well.
Let's try it. This is definitely good to know, good to have. and when somebody like if somebody's at an open house and like writes their phone number down, like they're giving you their phone number. This is like for those dials and things like an open house, like they want you to follow up because they're giving you their phone number.
So that's different if somebody gives me a phone number and, in contact and, getting that information. I don't have to run them through there to see if they're in there.
Right. So they're giving you their phone number. This is like those cold calling if you're pulling phone numbers from like white pages or something like that. If you're, kind of scrubbing and looking for the phone numbers or using like dialers, then they're not giving you their phone number. You're searching for it. But if somebody's like, writing their phone number down because they're at your open house, or something like that, they're giving it to you.
Okay, so that's different. Okay, good to know.
Right. And so demonstrate how to access the question for help and command. Use command and answers. Use command and answers.kw.com to get help. So are you guys familiar with the command and connect and
Yeah, I probably
kellerwilliams.com?
haven't been in there nearly as much as I should be.
And then, so there's also the tech-enabled agent there as well, where there's the technology, Keller Williams Marketplace, and Connect Live. So you can always search for your topics of interest. Oh, goodness. Screen. Okay. All right. So let's begin by getting our mindset primed for success. We do this with an affirmation. I engage every conversation in the spirit of contribution, and people are happy to be in a relationship with me. So I think that's like really just like the mindset shift of like you wake up and it's like, I'm totally qualified for this. I got this. People want to talk to me. And really just pushing like the self-doubt out, because I think sometimes when you start, you can have like a lot of self-doubt, hesitation, not be confident, you're brand new to something. So it's really just being like, no, like I'm actually really good at this. And people are excited to work with me, and really just building the confidence every day and having the mindset. Is there any like new practices or different routines that you've started since you became an agent?
Sorry, you broke up for a second. What was that?
Is there like any new routines or like different like things that you do in your day to get yourself ready for the day as a new agent or as an agent, like things that have changed since you became one?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a different schedule for sure.
Yes,
But
time blocking, time blocking, time blocking.
yeah, it's just, I mean, stuff I've done in the past is just changing it with new tasks now. So like for me, it's like every morning I get up and check expired, pre-foreclosure and FSBO, decide if I want to call anybody, then I move into the rest of my stuff, follow up and things like that. But
Yeah,
so
I
yeah,
think that's awesome.
it's just my routine now.
See, that's great. And like little things like there's shifts, like sometimes I'll like listen to an audible in the car instead of the radio if I'm not on the phone, and just listen to different like mindset audibles or business audibles that really like put you in a great like headspace, mind space, to just keep building the confidence and the business mindset behind it. All right. In the last 15 minutes, let's share results from success systems. So again, like the challenges or opportunities for improvement. Is there any challenges? I think we kind of talked about challenges, but like opportunities where you're hoping to improve or want to do more of something, or, want to learn more about different parts of the business.
I think for me, a big one is you know, I took one of Maggie's classes probably like 4 weeks ago, and like really like diving into AI implementation into my systems is like something I really am trying to lock in. Like that's for me, that's like one of the big things on my to-do list is meet with her and get that set up.
I love that. I have loved AI for the last year. More so just kind of like experimenting with it and like watching it grow and progress and like learn so much more. I'm talking about it like it's a child, right? But
Yeah.
AI is definitely a tool that can be leveraged and help us become more valuable because it's doing some of the behind the scenes, giving us more time to be like front facing with clients, or so we're not spending a bunch of time doing behind the scenes computer things, research, or AI can really help us win our time back to make us be more front facing. So I think AI is a really cool thing to leverage in this industry. What are you using AI for?
Oh man, everything right now. Like, I'm trying to use it for more. Like I use it a lot just to like set up basic stuff for like frameworks for data
Mhm.
stuff. I'm using it to pull data out of MLS documents to put into my neighborhood farm stuff. I'm trying to get it like what's the app? If this then that. Like Maggie showed us, that's something I'm trying to use. So like anytime it sees something on social media, it triggers a word and then it'll get back to you like, hey, so and so said this. Like just kind of using it a lot, using a lot of it for data extraction and data analysis right now, but trying to use it for more as well.
Definitely. Yeah. I like have used AI for ideas. Like sometimes
Yeah.
I just can't think anymore and my creativity is gone. So I'm like,
Yep.
okay, I'll be like, this is the goal. This is what I'm trying to do. This is who I'm trying to reach. Give me 15 ideas for this open house or this, whatever. And I just use it for ideas and be like, okay, now create a plan for me to put this in motion. And AI has been super, super great when, my creativity is not there sometimes.
Even like script, like role play, you can use it for that to have it talk to you and like say, hey, be this customer. Be difficult. This, and like just talk to it. You can talk to it while you're driving.
Right, right. Or just like, what are potential rejections from this? And, AI can give you like, oh, the rejection points of this is why a buyer might not want to move. And it's like, oh, okay, great. Now, like, help me with these rejections. And it's just, it's like great scripting, great practice, kind of right there, ready, convenient. And that's something that is very helpful and that we all appreciate for sure.
Yep.
Right. All right. So prepare for next session, win the buyer. So that is your next session. I will stop sharing here. All right. Any sort of questions or anything from today? Thank you guys for bearing with me through technical difficulties, screen challenges, off topic things.
No, thank you. It's been great. All these classes have been great. It's so nice to hear from other agents and see and hear what they're doing and, learn. I've been learning a lot in these classes. It's been great.
That's awesome. That's so good to hear. And I mean, it's great that you guys are here and putting yourselves out there. Like I definitely encourage, visit the open houses, talk to agents. Don't be shy.
Yeah, I work. I was saying you waitress before, but I work for Tuscan and I'm still serving and bartending right now. I've been trying my hardest to step away after Labor Day, and I've been able to step back a little bit, but they're still trying to suck me dry for like 5 days a week. And I'm trying so hard to step away because I really wanted to, I told them in the off season I was gonna chill out so I could just really start focusing on my business because I've been licensed for going on like 3 months now. And I just don't feel like I'm where I need to be yet. But I didn't join a team. I've been kind of just in classes and, talking to people and, trying to establish myself as an agent and get myself where I need to be and learn what I need to learn. So I feel confident. I'm trying to hook up with like a mentor and just hoping to take this fall and early winter to get myself where I need to be. So I'm hoping to, I'd like to leave my job within a year, hopefully, hopefully it won't take me much longer than that, but I'd like to not, end game is to, I want to do what you did. I want to close that 8.1. I want to be there. I know it's going to take a little bit of time, and my end game is to just be full-time real estate. I want to be licensed in Mass, New Hampshire, and Maine. I've got Maine to start, and I'm probably going to get another one over the course of the winter. Or I'd like to have all three rolling into next year, but I might just get one and go into next year. But I want to be there, so it's nice. Do you still work? Did you work in the beginning when you started out? Were you dual career, or did you just?
Yeah, actually, I definitely was. I was in the thick of it. I had worked overnights in an emergency room, and yeah, so I like that was really tricky. I have three boys, and I worked
bless you.
overnights. Yeah, they're 10, 13, and 16 now. So when my youngest, I had worked overnight, so I could like be home during the day, and so I was dual career, and I took a while to make that transition because I was nervous. Like being scared is like, part of taking the plunge. And then overnights had lasted a couple years. And then I got a job actually at John Hancock doing mutual funds and investment. So I was doing that and real estate consistently. And my business kept snowballing. Like I was really doing more Sphere every single year because, you have that one, you do a couple transactions and that turns into a couple more, and then your sellers become buyers again. And it kept snowballing. And I got to the point where I was like, I can't keep doing both. And that's when I was finally more excited than I was scared. I was like, okay, I am way more excited to just do this real estate thing full time than I am scared of making the plunge. And I will say, like, I have awesome team support with the Dow group. And I had a lot of conversations with my team leader, Adam, and he's like, Sarah, just do it. Like, you can do it. Like, go for it. I was like, all right, you're right. And so goodness, it's been like,
How long have you been on the team? Did you start on a team immediately, or did you join one after?
no, I started on like very shortly after I became an agent. So I became an agent in April, and I was on Adam's team in January.
Okay. I'm still trying to
So-
figure out. I don't feel like I have the full-time availability right now to join a team, and not be able to, uphold my end of the teamness, because I am still working, and right now it's, I have to keep working. So I want to make sure that if I make that decision, that I'm making the right decision.
Yeah, no, and I will say I joined a team fairly quickly. I came on kind of with the mindset of honestly, like my goal was to be on Adam's team. I wonder if he'll ever hear this now. But like that was like my dream. I was like, I just want to be on Adam's team. And then I got into real estate, and it's like, oh my gosh, like TV makes this look so easy and fun. And so it took a little bit of time for me to really get my legs under me because I was a dual career agent. And then when I did make the plunge, it was great. But I say, like, you trust your gut, you trust the process, you do the work. And the work isn't always easy, but you just stay consistent with it. And stay true to yourself like the entire time. Like, okay, this is actually what I want. And it does fall into place. And like, interview, check if you are really want to join a team. You don't always have to join the first team you meet with either. As much as you want them to like you want to like them too.
Yeah. That's what I figured.
For me too, like just as far as like joining a team, Candace, I think you've heard me probably say it, but like just finding someone who you are gonna get back as a mentorship, like from them, like finding somebody who fits what you need and make sure you're gonna get it from them.
Yeah, that's the problem though, is I don't even really think I know what I need right now.
Yeah,
I feel very green. And it's like you were saying before with my Sphere and, coming from, everybody knows me as a bartender, everybody knows me, comes to me for drinks, how do I navigate them through that of wanting me to still make, sell them or find them a house instead of, seeing me, you know, in a restaurant. Like it's a completely different, you know, it's a different thing. And I want to be able to get, because I feel like that could, you know, eventually, but if the shoe was on the other foot and it was, you know, somebody I knew and they were like, hey, yeah, I'm a real estate agent now, and they've been licensed for like a month, I wouldn't, even though they were my friend, I would still be a little hesitant on their experience level. So I feel like that's, you know, and that could just be me in my own head, but that's, you know, I feel like that's how people are looking at me right now. So I'm trying
Oh, no,
to, you
and I
know,
think that's totally one of like the limiting beliefs, right? Like it's just the limiting belief, and it's just have the confidence behind it, because like, yeah, you're new, that's okay, but like you have so much support behind you.
oh yeah,
And I think getting comfortable with like saying, I don't know, if somebody asks you something, like that is like now my favorite thing is like, I don't know, but I'll get you the answer. I'm not
Mhm.
sure, like, but you can find the answer, and you can always find the answer at Keller Williams. Like you, like there's so obviously so many of us, and there's always going to be an agent to help. So you can always find the answer. Like you can always do it. I think you just have to put yourself out there and want to do it. I mean, I think being a bartender and having that as a dual career, you're probably going to be around conversations of, you know, people, oh, like I'm thinking of moving, I'm, you know, in the area because we're just checking the area out. We want to move here. Like you could be amidst those
oh yeah.
conversations already.
I've already
Um,
tried to tap into all of that. I have the feelers out. I bring my business cards to work. So I
yeah.
work in Massachusetts. I work in Newburyport, so I have a lot of access to Mass people that may be looking to move out to Maine.
Yeah.
So I was, you know, eventually going to get a Mass license, but like it's a good, you know, it's a good market to start with. But I have that at my disposal, and I have a conversation every day. I usually have multiple conversations depending on how busy I am. This weekend I was way too busy to, you know, sit there and shoot the shit with people. But normally if I have time and I, you know, or if I hear them talking about real estate, I'll kind of, you know, interject in, you know, in a non-invasive way and ask, you know, try to get into the conversation, and then, you know, tell them I'm an agent. So I have been giving out
Anyways,
cards and having those conversations at work because I do have access to a lot of people at my disposal. And I've, you know, it's those things now that somebody may, you know, they don't know how long I've been licensed. I just tell them I'm an agent. I'm like, hey, I just started a couple months ago. You know, I'm presenting with that confidence. I'm giving them my card, and, you know, by the time they do reach out to me, that's a, you know, a lead in the pocket that I've been doing over the last, you know, 3 months or two
That's
months since I got
amazing.
business
That's great.
cards. So I'm
You're
hoping
building
some of
it.
that will come back to me.
It is.
I'm
It
trying
will.
because I have a huge resource at my fingertips. And if I, you know, I can tap into that, that's, you know, all my friends already put them into my contacts. Like I have, you know, I have it. I just need it to start flourishing. I need to water it and farm my area and plant my seeds and all that. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
Yeah, no, you're definitely building it. And before you know it, like you're gonna have the database, and then you're gonna be putting it into the able, ready, willing. And yeah,
Hmm.
that's, you know, the trusting the process, and set the appointment, have somebody reach out. Like don't worry about the, you know, not knowing what you need yet. Just keep going for it. And
Yeah.
you'll know what you need when you need it.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. You guys are like doing amazing. This is great. So yeah, I think this is the end. Again, thank you guys for not booing me and throwing tomatoes and things. Um,
Thank
I wouldn't
you.
do that.
but
It was great. I'm
wishing you
going to
guys
jump into the end of
all the
contracts.
success.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. See ya.